Hello, everybody. Good evening. Sunday evening. Put my earphones on. Whew, it feels like it took me all day to get to you guys. Let me share this live. I am demetralitallday of the demetralitallday channel, otherwise known as Little Lane. If you guys have just entered into another installment, part 4 of Trial Watch with Demetra. Please remember to like this video. If you're new around here, go ahead and subscribe. If you're catching this on the replay, please like the video and leave me a comment. Let me know you was here and your thoughts on what you saw on this live. Let me share this live real quickly. I hope you guys had a great day. I hope y'all looking forward to y'all new week that's ahead of us. Let me see. And I hope y'all ready for an explosive day in court here. You know, hey, Winter, P.O.P. hold me down, which is a part of my pit crew moderators. Let me also put this on all chat. Okay, I don't think I even shared it yet. Let me do a little housekeeping keeping here. Let me share. We live. I don't know why my thumbnail not on here. And let me fix this chat. So check out this new chat box, Winter, I did. I think it might, even though it's really small right now. Let's see what I can do with it. Let's see. Let's see. And y'all, we gonna have to figure out a way, and I'm gonna take suggestions. We have got to figure out a way for our next trial watch. I gotta figure out a way whereas I can stay on top of the days in court, so we can kind of run a little bit closer with it. You know, I don't know if I should just start a day after so I can have my clips and stuff. I don't know, but we'll figure that out as we continue this type of content, you know. So I put that right there. I don't know if that's better because it got the background behind it, but we'll see how that works out. Let me do one other deal here while I wait for the Lit Lane jury box. So I decided to call, like, when we do these trial watches, you know, I decided to call the chat the Lit Lane jury box, the jury box. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think about that? I think that's cute. Let me see. Let me do this right here real quick. Let me go into YouTube. Okay. Let me see. Bear with me, you guys. We got a lot going on in part 4. That's where we in now, part 4 of this Ohio versus Quentin Nixon trial. On July 25th, 2022, I had been getting that date wrong all this time, but I got it right now. July 25th, 2022, in an apartment there in Akron, Ohio, they had multiple people, up to 7 people, in a small apartment. And they admittedly, some of them, they admittedly had a lot of drug use going on. Okay, a lot of methamphetamines being smoked and used. Everybody seemed to be getting along just fine. But then the inevitable, I say the inevitable, because when you have that many people in a small place like that doing hard drugs, to me personally, I think it's inevitable that problems going to arrive. So there's our defendant, Quentin Nixon. The victim who lost her life, and our condolences go out to her family, is Tony. Okay. Yeah, I just have to leave it like that for this type of deal. But I think, okay, let me lock that down. The victim that you see at the top with the picture there is Tony Westover, the victim who lost her life. She was 34 and she left behind a daughter. So on this day in question, they was at this residence, multiple people. Most of them are visitors. Most of them are well known to the apartment owners. Hey, NYW, happy Sunday. Thank you for coming through. I need to, hold on, what I need to do? I need to put these pictures over that so y'all can see the pictures when I show them. Just doing a little housekeeping while we get this started, okay? Let me see. Boom. That way, y'all can see it when I'm putting the pictures up, and then I'll take them down, and y'all see the chat. Okay. So, Quentin, our defendant, and the victim, Tony Westover, who lost her life that day, they came into an altercation there in that apartment. Whereas there was a struggle over a gun was used. Tony Westover, the victim, lost her life. And at this point, Quentin Nixon, the defendant, is on trial for that happening. Hey, Embrene. Rock, Embrene say hey. Champton went home, Embrene. Champton went home. That's perfect? Okay. Good. So, an altercation ensued. And now we have the trial of Quentin Nixon. Okay? Quentin Nixon, why I picked this particular trial is because of two things, two interesting factors. Number one, he is defending and representing himself. He's his own attorney. Hey, Diamond Forever. He's no attorney. He is doing his own deal, and he is representing himself. Okay? He has a court-appointed advisor, but he is, in fact, trying his own case. Secondly, it's not a jury trial. He elected to have a bench trial, whereas he has left the result of this solely in the hands of the judge. So if you're just joining us, if it looks a little different the way this courtroom is set up, that's exactly the reason why it looks different. It's because it's a jury bench trial. I mean, not a jury, a bench trial, a judge bench trial. Now, just to break it down, so far we heard from the 911 calls. We saw a body cam footage from when they first made contact with the defendant. We saw them pull out an AR rifle, a big gun, out the car. He admitted to having the gun. He admitted on that body cam footage, the first contact with him, he said that he had shot off shots in the air because he felt like he, as a way to get some people that was threatening them away. That's his story so far that we've heard. We just yesterday heard from, hey Indigo, glad you can join us. Just yesterday, we heard our first in part 3. There is a playlist, okay? But on part 3 yesterday, we heard from the first eyewitness. Her name was Angel. Angel testified to the fact that with certainty that Quentin Nixon absolutely was also using the methamphetamines, that he was also high, that he had also been smoking, something that he denies. She said about what happened in the house, who all was there, the relationships to her. Most of them has been long-term friends of hers, including the defendant. She says that she's been knowing the defendant for over 2, 3, 4 years. Okay? And as far as she could tell, Quentin was the one who shot Tony. So everything seemed to be kind of going good for the testimony for the state with this witness until it came. Right, it's a playlist, and the playlist is actually on the wall today. I posted it today. Now, when it came upon cross-examination of Angel, the first eyewitness testimony, it was the Lit Lane jury box's consensus that he did really good on cross. Okay? He was able to, with that first eyewitness, he was able to get us to have some reasonable doubt, get us to have a little bit more question Angel's testimony. He brought up the fact that Angel and himself had had a sexual relationship that seemingly was supposed to be secret or something different. He brought out all the questions to that witness to really make reasonable doubt and to wonder why everybody in the house pointing fingers at him. Okay? So if you didn't see that part, it's a lot on that part too. Please check it out. But today we're finna start with a brand new witness. No. Hold on, let me think. Let me think where we're finna start. But today's testimony, I'm gonna say this. We finna hear from the other female that was at the house. It was 3 females, 4 males. One of the females, Tony Westover, was deceased. We heard from the actual resident of the apartment, Angel, who actually knows Quentin. And we will be hearing first today from Ashley. Ashley was at the house in the house at the time of the shooting, but Ashley had been in the bedroom. So we're gonna find out just what Ashley has to add, right? She was the girlfriend of the roommate who actually lived there. There's a lot of people in this house, okay? We also, and this is why I say explosive testimony, right? After we hear from Ashley, we are going to hear from Brian. And Brian is the only person out of 7 people who was new to the group. Brian, they only had just met him 4 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago. Everybody in the house. Brian is the one who brought Tony, the victim, to the house. The victim didn't know anybody. Hey, Kathy. The victim didn't know anybody in that house. Nobody had met her before. She was just in the wrong place at the wrong time around the wrong people. Good to see you, Kathy. Hey, sunshine. And Brian, who brought her there, was her boyfriend. We are going to hear his testimony today. And I promise you guys, just by loading up the clips and stuff, I didn't listen to everything because I want to watch it with you guys. But it's quite explosive. Go ahead and get ready to see some more footage that comes from a security camera. And that's going to prove to be really interesting too. Okay? So it's a lot of stuff going on. And we're just getting into the meat and potatoes. So I'm glad y'all here. I hope y'all ready for this. And we're going to get started. Let me read some of these comments first. M. Renee says, I think he should have opted for a jury. I don't know. Let's see how it goes today. Right. You would think with a jury, like most people think, they have somebody, more opportunity for somebody to say not guilty, So, I don't know. I think so too. Let's read the comments. And Renee says, Diamond Forever, he's doing a pretty good job, and he's getting pointers from the court reporter and attorney. Right, I think he's doing a good job, and as we go further into the trial, get a little bit more, he's getting more comfortable in his shows. And Diamond said, yes, he should have a jury and an attorney. He needs help. But he's doing kind of good. Kathy, you're going to find this interesting, I promise you. Hey, Foot Soldier, POP, hold me down. And Renee said, I wonder what went wrong for everything to go left. I think you guys, because like I said, I don't listen to everything, but of course for me recording it and everything, I have to hear some stuff. But I really think in these next 2 testimonies, we're finna get a lot more information, period. Okay? So let me pull it up here. One moment. Let's see. Let me get everything set and ready to go. Y'all get comfortable. Okay. Let me go to my playlist. Okay. Oh, shoot. Why my playlist not opening? Okay. Of course. Now I just had this all set up. Oh, I know what it is. I don't need to double click that. I just say play right here.
The defendant grabbed Tony's gun. Had Adam pulled his gun out at that point?
Need to open it.
I don't know.
Okay. Prior to him grabbing the gun when you were sitting on the couch.
Okay, one moment, y'all. Don't forget to hit the like button. One moment. Okay, Demetra. Okay. Boom. Oh yes, Kathy, because I think after you see this part today, and I know you like these type of things too, you're going to want to see the other parts. And the playlist is absolutely listed on the community wall today. And so you'll be able to find the link. All right, so this is exactly where we left off yesterday. Let me share it to you guys. Boom. Okay, and it's going to clear up. Okay, it's gonna clear up. When it starts talking and not saying nothing yet, drop a one. Let me know y'all can hear it, but they're not saying anything yet. Let me open my chat up so I can talk to y'all in the chat. They're not saying nothing yet. And there's our pro se defendant representing himself, Quentin Nixon. State of Ohio versus Quentin Nixon. Good to see you, Kathy. I'm glad you made it. Somebody said the other day he need to take more notes. But there go his notes. Uh-oh. I need to just leave it alone. What y'all say? But the court-appointed attorney is still there in the courtroom to advise them. Right. To give them rules of law.
Yeah, no, thank you.
And we decided yesterday that the prosecutor is all over the place.
Come on up, right over here. Would you turn around and raise your right hand, please? Do you
Okay.
solemnly swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Go ahead and have a seat in that chair. Make sure that the light on the microphone is blue. Keep your voice up.
New witness, you guys.
Please. All right, Miss Easter, you may proceed.
You know I got them jail beauticians. Excuse me.
Will you please state your first and last name, spelling your last
Hey,
name?
Leak, you.
Ashley Broughton, Brotton.
Okay, one moment.
Ashley, how old are you?
36.
Are you current?
Before we even get started, let me say hello to Leak You, loving the true crime. Thank you, thank you. Need to know, say I'm behind y'all. What is he charged with? He charged with unaliving Tony Westover on July 25th, 2021 in Akron, Ohio. The defendant is Quentin Nixon. He is representing himself. No attorney. He's going pro se. And he's also chosen to go with a bench trial. No jury. Okay, so who we finna hear from now is the second eyewitness that was in the house, Ashley. Okay, turn it up a little bit. Okay.
And do you know why you are here today testifying?
Yes.
It is State of Ohio versus Quentin Nixon.
Yes.
And what occurred on July 25th of 2022?
A murder.
Okay. I want to take you back to that time.
Okay, I cut it up all the way.
At that time, where were you staying?
I had been at Angel and Ron's apartment and was staying with them for that week.
You said that week. Do you know approximately when you got to that apartment?
I'm not sure what day it was.
But you were there approximately a week.
Yeah.
What brought you there? How did you come to stay there?
I had just gotten released from jail, and the place I was staying before that, I had a falling out with my roommate, and Ron said I could stay there with him for a little bit.
Around that time, were you using drugs?
Yes.
And what was your drug of choice?
Methamphetamine.
Okay. Who did you get permission to stay there from?
Ron and Angel.
You knew both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Tell the court how you knew Ron.
I've known him for a while. I met him through the tap, like the gambling places.
Oh.
Because he worked there, and his son, and then we've just been friends over the years.
Okay. And how did you know Angel?
Through Ron.
Oh, okay, so you knew Ron first, then Angel. Does Ron have a nickname or go by any other name?
Chip.
Okay. Is that what you used to call him or normally call him? Okay. Okay, so you had been there approximately a week. Was anyone else there when you got there?
There was Adam Wright, which they call Slim, and then Quentin was there, and Angel. There was another girl that would pop in and out, but there was people who was like staying there at the time when I was there. I mean, they didn't leave.
Okay, and you said you had been there for a while. Was Quentin, and first, do you see Quentin Nixon in the courtroom?
Yes.
Will you please point to him and describe what he has on?
Orange jumpsuit.
Okay, and is he in the first or the second seat?
First.
Okay, Your Honor, will you let the record reflect the witnesses identify the defendant?
The record will so reflect.
Thank you. When you got to Angel's apartment, was the defendant already there?
Yes.
Okay. And how long did you say you were there?
I was there for about a week.
Okay. And when you got there, he was there prior to you getting there that week?
Mm-hmm.
How about Adam? Was he there too?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know the defendant when you got there?
No.
Okay. Had you ever met him before?
No.
Okay. And did you know Adam?
I know of Adam's family, not him. Yeah, I did.
Please explain.
I grew up with Adam's sister and his mother, but he wasn't around. I guess he was in juvenile centers or something. So, I mean, I'd heard of him, but I didn't actually meet him until I come up here.
Okay. So prior to the 25th, it was you, Ron, Angel McClain, Adam Wright, and the defendant, Quentin Nixon?
Yeah, and his uncle was there or somebody.
Okay. Was he there off and on or consistently?
He had been there off and on, I believe.
Okay.
What I can remember.
But the defendant, he was
He
there
was there.
consistently?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Excuse me. And you stated that back then you were using drugs?
Yes.
And your drug of choice was meth?
Mm-hmm.
Were you using drugs at that house?
Yes.
Or I'm sorry, I keep saying house, at that apartment?
Yes.
Were others using drugs at that apartment?
We all were.
Okay. And you say we all were. Did you see people using drugs at that apartment?
Yes.
Did you see the defendant using drugs?
Yes.
Okay. And you were there about a week. He was there before you. Did you see him using drugs prior to July 25th?
Yes.
Okay. Did he use drugs on a frequent basis?
We was getting high every day.
Okay. Multiple times a day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you ever seen someone high off drugs? Off meth? Well, I'll put it that way. Now, you had not met the defendant. Did he appear to be high off drugs?
Right, yeah.
Why? Why would you say that?
You could just tell he had been up for a while. From my experience with him, because he was arguing with everybody like there was stuff going on, and obviously it wasn't. So, like, they're thinking that conversations was happening that wasn't happening.
Okay, so two things. We can't assume stuff. We can't. So you said it is obvious he had been up for a while. What made it so obvious that he had been up for a while?
Wait. Did she just say that at one point in time, Quentin the defendant, because one of the reactions he was having from the drug use is that he was hallucinating? Is that what I just heard her say? Because I was typing in the chat. Is that what she just alluded to? Let's continue. That's interesting.
I don't really know how to explain that.
That's fine. Did you see him sleep?
No.
Okay. And you were there for a week. Did you see him tell the court about the arrangements in the house? Where would people sleep?
He was within Angel's room. Adam was on the couch. Me and Chip was in his room, or Ron.
You can say Chip if you like.
Okay. We was in his room. Like, nobody was really sleeping. Everybody was just up, but we would bounce around from room to room getting high.
Okay. Do you know who brought the drugs? Was it community drugs?
They was there. I don't know.
So if one person had
Community
drugs, they
drugs.
would share and everybody would smoke?
Mm-hmm.
Would you smoke by yourself, together? a
Together.
company? You said what?
We all smoked together.
Okay. Where did you smoke?
In Angel's room, the living room, and Chip's room.
All over the house, pretty much? Okay. You had said that you made reference of conversations that weren't had, or will you tell the court what did you mean by that in reference to the
Thinking
defendant?
people was talking about him or about to get him.
How did you know that? What did you see to lead you to say that today?
There was an argument between him and Adam the one day that I was there, and that's what the argument was about. And then the night that all that had happened, there was an argument, and everybody kept trying to get him to leave to go home to go to bed, but he wouldn't, and because his uncle was leaving that night too, and he thought everybody was out to get him, I guess.
Okay. And when you say everybody, who is everybody?
Everyone in the house, Angel, Chip, and Adam, and I don't know about the other two because I didn't know them, Brian and that girl.
Okay. So I think I asked you about how you know Ron. I asked you how you know Angel, Adam, the defendant, and you said you don't know that girl and Brian.
Yeah.
Okay. When did they come over?
That night that it happened.
Okay. And so let's turn to that day, July 25th of 2022. You were at the house. You woke up that morning. Can you tell us about your day?
Me and Chip had went to the store down in Canton and got back later that evening, and then we had took his uncle or something to get a cell phone cord too, because they didn't have a phone cord to charge their phone or something. So we went to Barberton to get that, and then they was trying to sell a trailer, some type of pull-along trailer, and so I was trying to find somebody for him to buy that. But I mean, pretty much we just hung out in the rooms and was getting high, and then Angel was trying to do something in her room. I don't know if it was hanging lights, or I can't remember exactly what it was. She was trying to hang up something, so Chip was over there helping her hang it up. And then that's when the other ones had showed up, Brian and his girlfriend. And she didn't come up to the house at first, though. I'd heard him in there and talking, so I knew somebody else was at the house. And that's
Who
when
is him?
Brian.
Okay, you heard Brian talking? Okay.
Yeah, they was having a conversation in here about some app.
Let me ask you a question. When Brian and Tony came over, was Chip and Angel McLean at home?
Was they what?
Were they at home?
They had left to go somewhere, but I don't know if they was there at the exact time that them two had gotten there.
Okay. What were you doing when they got there?
I was in Chip's room.
Okay. Did you see them come in?
No.
Okay, you were in the. Did you stay in Chip's room a lot of the time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so they got to the apartment. You heard someone out in the living room talking, and you said she did not come up at first?
No, it was only Brian in there at first because they was talking about an app. And I had heard them talking about this app, and that's when I went in there and told them about an app that I had knew that I had put in on my ex-boyfriend's phone.
Do you know what kind of app it was?
Whistle or Whisper or something like that.
And when this was going on, this is when Angel and Ron were not at home at the gas station? Mm-hmm. Okay, and so you went in there and started having that conversation. Where was this conversation?
In the living room
Okay.
is where the men were.
No other female at this time. Tony was not upstairs.
No, she wasn't.
Was everybody getting along?
Yeah.
Was there any arguing?
Not at that time, there wasn't.
Okay. What happened after that?
I know Chip and Angel had come back, and Chip and his uncle had a disagreement, and that's when an argument had started, and Angel asked them all to leave, and they didn't, and then, well, he didn't, Quentin didn't, his uncle did, and everything had calmed down after that, and I was in Chip's room, and Chip and Angel was in her room, and then, like, you could hear everybody in the living room talking and getting along, and then all of a sudden, just a big commotion had erupted, and that's when I thought Chip and his uncle had gotten into it, but it was him and Brian's girlfriend were fighting.
Okay. Now, when you were in the room, could you see what was going on in the living room or the kitchen?
When I stepped out into the hallway.
Okay, so we gotta pause. And the reason we gotta pause before we move to this next important part is because already And yesterday, we had heard testimony from Angel, who apartment it was. She said that Ashley had been in the room the whole time. So we didn't think that Ashley was going to have much to add to everything, right? But we was wrong. Ashley is adding a whole lot to the pot. At this point in time, now Angel, she testified and she kept saying over and over that everybody had been acting normal. Everybody was, hunky-dory. Even though it's 7 drug addicts in one house on a bench because they had been using for days. Nobody hardly sleeping. Her words. She kept insisting that everything was going fine. Everybody was getting along. It wasn't no fights. It wasn't no quarrels. Then all of a sudden something happened, right? But Ashley, she done said a couple of different things. She done said that another dimension, right? Ashley say, now she said the same thing. Yes, the defendant was using the meth. Okay. Then she say, we didn't hear nothing about this, that he had been hallucinating and that he had been paranoid. And that he had already gotten into an altercation with one of the people in the house like the day or so before. We didn't hear none of that stuff about already tempers being high, already having altercations with other people. We didn't hear that yesterday from Ashley. But we hearing it now. So at this point, we know that according to her, Quentin is hallucinating at times. He's showing paranoia. And the paranoia and hallucination is also making it whereas they have an altercation in the house between him and some of the other people, some of the other guys. Another thing that I took a note here is that this lady here, she said that the altercation, it was so much starting to happen in the house as far as, problems, that Angel had asked everybody to leave. Angel didn't say nothing about this yesterday. Nothing. Right? So I find all of that so interesting. Now today with this lady, she keeps talking about uncle this and uncle that. I didn't hear nothing mentioned about no uncle until now. Who is the uncle? It's 7 people in this house, and I took notes and tried to keep track of everybody, but I didn't write no notes about who was the uncle. Anybody have a clue of who was uncle who? Winter says, yeah, Ashley is a good witness so far, right? Another dimension. Winter says, nor did Angel tell that she had asked everyone to leave. Exactly. Which makes me think it's something not right about about Angel, okay? We figured that out yesterday on cross-examination from the defendant. He put her as a liar. He painted her out as a liar, and she had impeached herself. No mention of I know. So I don't know who this uncle is, child, but the uncle, somebody is an uncle and a nephew. I don't know, but child. Oh, I understood what you're saying. So now we finna get to, and so what she say is that Brian and Tony, the 2 newest players. Tony is the lady who got unalived. Brian, they just met Brian. They said this. They just met Brian a couple of days ago. Okay, he new to the mix completely. He pulled up to the house. They talking about an app. Tony, his girlfriend, is in the car. Let's continue from this part. I kind of thought he said, you know what, Winter? I felt like they were saying it was the defendant uncle too. But when we see this video footage, we'll talk about it. They all white. It seemed like he was the only black person there so far. Let's see. Okay, let's continue. Now we're finna talk about Tony and Brian have arrived at the house. Tony is the deceased victim. Let's go. Very interesting.
Yes.
No.
Not in the room, no.
Okay. So do you know how long you were in the room prior to that happening?
Probably like 10 minutes or so.
Okay. Did you see
Chip and his uncle had gotten into it, but it was him and Brian's girlfriend were fighting.
Okay. Now, when you were in the room, could you see what was going on in the living room or the kitchen?
When I stepped out into the hallway, yes.
No. Prior
Not
to you
in the
stepping?
room, no.
Okay. So do you know how long you were in the room prior to that happening?
Probably like 10 minutes or so.
Okay. Did you see any poster or wall mural being put up or trying to be assembled?
No, I didn't see them doing it.
Okay. So if that was done, you would have been in the room?
I would have been in Chip's room. They were
Correct.
in Angel's room.
Okay. So anything that was going on in the living room, you would not have known about or seen. Okay. So
No.
now let's get to the part. You said you hear some commotion. Will you describe what you heard to the court?
Quentin yelling that she was the police, and when I went out to see what was going on, that's when him and her were fighting over a gun.
Where did you go to see what was going on?
Just like straight out of the bedroom. Like there's a bedroom here, and this little hallway, and then a bathroom. Well, I went into that little hallway type thing.
Okay. Describe for the court exactly what you saw.
Quentin and Brian's girlfriend wrestling over a gun, and
Who had the gun?
Quentin did, because I couldn't really see too much of it, but he had the gun, I know, but her hands, I don't.
Okay. Okay, let's just slow down. You said the defendant had the gun. Can you tell how he was holding it? Was it up, down? Was it pointed at anyone?
It was
Let's talk
kind of
about
just
that.
everywhere,
Okay.
because, I mean, they were fighting over it, so.
Was anyone saying anything?
He was saying that she was the police, and somebody else, I don't know who it would have been, but they yelled, "No, she's not."
Okay. Where was everyone else, meaning Brian and Adam? Did you see them?
Brian was on the couch. I know Adam was in the kitchen at one point, but I don't know where he would have been at that time, if he was still on the couch in there or not, but I know.
Did you see Adam?
No, I couldn't see Adam.
Okay,
I
so
see
you don't know
Brian
where he
sitting
was.
on the couch, not doing anything while it was happening.
And you said Brian was sitting on the couch when you went out to look, not doing anything while it was happening. Okay. And you don't know what Adam was doing because you could not see him.
Right.
Okay. How long do you think you stayed in the hallway?
Not long at all, because the gun started going off, and I went and ran into Angel's room with them.
Okay. Did the gunshot go off while you were in the hallway or after you were in the room?
While I was in the hallway, because Angel's yelled, "Get in my room," and that's where we went to.
Okay. Oh, so did Angel go in the room prior to you?
Excuse
Before
me?
you? Did Angel
No,
go-
Angel was still in the living room before I went in there. She yelled to get in the room, and then I just ran in the room, and she wasn't far behind me.
Okay, so you went in Angel's room first. Okay. Where was Ron?
Ron ran in the room, too, and went in the closet.
Okay. And you said he ran in the closet. Did you see any? Let me back up. Now, you talked about a gun, and you talked about the defendant with a gun. Prior to that day, that moment, had you seen the defendant with a gun prior to that?
No,
Okay. Did you see anyone else in the house with a gun?
Adam.
Okay. When did you see Adam with the gun?
When I first got there,
How were you able to see Adam with the gun?
because he was like would just flash it around or holding it and stuff, and then like it would be out on the couch in front of him in his pants, something like it was visible.
Okay. At any given time, did Adam ever threaten anybody with a gun while you were there?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay.
Pause. Right? Pause. Because one of the things that Quentin did so good yesterday on his cross-examination of the first girl, Angel, I think Angel's a big fat liar, right? Quentin did an excellent job of catching Angel in her lies yesterday when she was saying that she hadn't seen nobody in there with a gun. Quentin was able to show that she had in fact seen him with a gun. Somebody else, Adam, the other dude that was in the house, Adam, right? And now this witness, Ashley, she is putting a gun in Adam's hand too. And not only is she putting a gun in Adam's possession, one of the guys that was there, she also said it was obvious that he kept flashing the gun, he kept showing the gun, he kept playing with the gun, right? So all this happening, and yesterday Angel tried to swear up and down exactly, Renee. Yesterday Angel was saying it wasn't no guns there. She didn't see no guns. She was scared of guns. Everybody in the house knew that she was scared of guns, as if to imply because her tolerance for guns or lack of is the reason why nobody had a gun in the house. So yet again, her testimony is so, not the lady on the stand now, but the one from yesterday. Y'all check out the playlist. Check out the playlist. Y'all gonna hear this is so interesting. We thought Ashley wasn't gonna have nothing to give, baby, and Ashley is giving it up. Singing like a bird, NYW say, okay? And hey, Bird, I saw you had joined.
Do you know whose gun that the defendant had in his hand when you came out and saw him tussling with Tony?
I don't know whose gun it was, but I know he had one.
When you came out, can you describe that gun that he had tussling with Tony? What did that gun look like?
It was a smaller handgun.
Mm-hmm. Where were they when they were tussling?
In front of the doorway, like that goes outside. Like there was the couch there, and then there's the door, and it was like right there.
Once you went into the bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
and you said that Angel came in next, then Ron,
Mm-hmm.
what happened after you got in the bedroom?
Quentin had ran into the room, and he was freaking out, and Angel yelled at him and told him to get out of the room, that he looked like the devil. And then he had went back into the living room, and then you could just hear stuff. And then Adam had ran into the room, and I can't remember what all he was saying, but like everybody was just freaking out after what happened.
Okay.
And then they left. They ran and jumped out the back balcony.
Were there any other shots once you all got in the room? Once you, Ron?
There was another gun that had went off, yeah.
Okay. How many shots did you hear?
6. I can't really remember.
Are you familiar with guns?
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Do you own a gun?
No, I don't own a gun.
Do you know, I think you started talking about Ron and Angel in her room. Do you know what they were doing in that room?
She needed help hanging up some lights or something behind her bed, like the color changing ones or something, and that's what he was over there helping her do.
Okay. At any time, did you go in there while they were hanging up the lights?
I was in and out, like I'd go in there and smoke with them or whatever, and then go back into Ron's room and finish what I was doing.
Did you see the method they were hanging up the lights? Like, were they using any tools or?
I'm not sure what they were doing.
Okay. Did you ever see Ron with a hammer?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Did you ever see Ron go after the defendant with a hammer?
No.
While you were there, did you ever see Ron with a machete?
No.
Okay. Did you ever see a machete in Ron's room while you were there?
Not that I can recall.
Okay. Did you ever see anyone, meaning Adam or Brian, attack the defendant with a machete or a hammer?
No.
Okay. Did you ever see a tarp or a plastic at the house?
No.
Did anyone try to wrap the defendant up in plastic?
No.
Okay. Prior to you going in the room, or no, you were always in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where people were seated after Brian and Tony came into the house?
I know Brian and Adam, when they first got there, was in there. I didn't even know she was there until the fight broke out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, real quick pause. One thing that I wanted to say real quick before we get too far is that this witness also is now saying that they was actually smoking the meth during the time and right before and during the time everybody involved was at the house. Because she was saying while they was hanging up them lights in Angel's room that she was going in and out the room and that she was smoking with them. The reason why I paused it to say that is because up until now, the testimony that we heard, Angel was trying to make us believe, girl, I'm talking about us. Angel was trying to make us, okay, believe that they had been using drugs for days, but they had used way earlier in the day, and at that point in time, it wasn't like they was using drugs like at the time when the victim got there and Brian got there and all that. She made it seem like it had been way early in the day, and she even said that when you smoke meth early in the day, yeah, you still be kind of high, and she was indicating like they hadn't been just recently smoking drugs. But now this witness is literally saying they were smoking drugs at the time when Brian and the victim, Brian just the guy they just met, and the victim got to the house. Okay, I just wanted to kind of point that out. You know that they was soon high, not old high. I don't know if that makes sense. Let's continue. I'm trying not to stop it. I'm trying to let it go.
Okay. So when you went out there to talk about that whisper app, she was not in?
She was not present in the room because it was about her.
Okay.
having
You
it
said
on
it was
her.
about her?
Yeah, they were saying she had it on her phone.
And do you know how they describe this whisper app, or what is this app supposed to be?
I don't know what it is. They described it like it was something that you talk to the police with or report things with or something like that, and like making it out like she was, you know, like an informant, I guess is what you call it. And I guess that's what they was trying to make it out as.
Okay. And how long do you think they were in the living room doing that?
They was talking for a good 5-10 minutes before anybody come home.
Oh, okay. And we say anybody, you're talking about Ron
Yeah.
and Angel.
Right.
Okay. When Ron and Angel came home, where were you?
And I went back in the room.
All right, so now the shots were fired. You said a shot came through the room. I think you said Ron, you said he was hiding in a closet?
Yeah, because he got grazed on the chin or something.
How long do you think you were in the room before the defendant came in?
I don't feel like it was very, I don't know. It couldn't have been that long because everything happened so quick.
How was he acting? What was his demeanor?
He was scared, like what just happened.
Okay. And how long did you think he stayed in the room?
Just not long at all.
What happened after he left?
He ran into the living room, and from what I could hear, the men had jumped him. So
Okay. Did you see it?
I had seen a little bit from where the hallway was, but like you couldn't see much.
And when you say the men that jumped him, how? Are you saying that from what you heard and
No,
what you
like
believe happened?
they jumped him or whatever whenever he went to go out of the room. And after that, I just heard what had happened because you could hear like a gun smack off somebody.
Okay. So a gun hitting someone's, you believe, body, face, head, whoever? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How long did that last, you think?
A few minutes.
Okay. Do you know who was doing the hitting? Do you know who had the guns at that point in time?
I don't know who had what.
You were in the room? Okay. What happened after that?
When he ran back in, he was bloody, and then they all it was weird because they all left. I feel like at the same time, then ran and jumped off the balcony.
Okay.
And then not long after that, I left because I had warrants and I didn't want to be there, and I jumped off the back balcony too.
Did you see Tony as you were leaving?
Yeah, because I couldn't go out the door because she was laying in front of it, and I didn't want to touch her.
Okay. She was blocking the door so you could not open the door?
Right.
Okay. And when you say she was laying in front of it, was she on the floor? Where was she?
She was on the couch and her legs was in front of the door.
Did you go off the balcony as well, or jump off the balcony as well? Okay. How long after they left did you jump off the balcony?
It was a few minutes after they left because I told Angel I had to go because she was begging me to stay, and I was like, no.
When the defendant left, did you see him with anything?
A purse, a bag. He took him with him because when I had jumped, it was even still on the ground.
Did he have that? Do you know whose bag that was?
No, I don't know whose it was. I just seen him with a bag.
Okay. Did he have that bag when you first came over?
No.
And saw him? Okay. When he came back in the second time, you said he had blood on him. Did he say or do anything at that point in time?
He was begging Angel for help.
Okay. And you said you jumped off the balcony because you had warrants?
Yeah, there was drugs there, the girl who got shot, and I just figured it was going to end badly.
Where did you go when you jumped off the balcony?
I said there was drugs there, and the girl had been shot, so I just thought it would end badly, so I left.
Where did you go once you jumped off the balcony?
Down the street to a friend of mine's house.
Were you aware that the cops were called?
I knew she was calling the cops. Yeah, they had passed me, and I ran and hid behind a dumpster whenever I seen them, their lights coming.
Oh, Lady Steph girl, welcome, 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 welcome. And if somebody else had walked in, the Peep Sector Podcast, thank y'all for joining me. Oh, Lady Steph girl, you're gonna be mad you late, girl. You're late. You're gonna be mad you late, cause baby, in the stand now testifying is Ashley, the one who was supposed to been always in that bedroom, who we thought wasn't gonna add nothing to the story. She adding a lot to the story. Okay, from Ashley, we didn't learn that that she another one that testified to the fact that the defendant was using the meth too and had been there for days. But this witness, Ashley, she said that that the defendant had been showing signs of being paranoid and having hallucinations previously, and that at some point in time he had an altercation, like an argument or something, and started being kind of like testy with the other men at the house. She also say that Quentin, the defendant, it had got to a point where they had, that Angel, the one from yesterday, had asked everybody to leave. Okay? So we finding out a lot of stuff. And another big significant part about this app, when Tony, the victim, and her boyfriend Brian got there, for some reason, according to this witness, the defendant was still being paranoid. And I don't know how he claimed to know what app on this girl's phone, but he was claiming that Tony, the victim, was a police officer. And how he knew she was a police because of some app on her phone called the Whisper app, which I see Sunshine did us a favor and Google the Whisper app, and it was an Apple product. Is this discontinued now? That's supposed to be like where you can use social media incognito, and that doesn't have anything to do with no police officers. So, and we already heard he was being paranoid. So now we got a little bit of an understanding, or a little bit of more of a clue of what may have set everything into motion. It sounds like, according to the witnesses, it sounds like it may have been drug-induced paranoia, had a lot to do with the stuff that, ended up happening. Yeah, Lady Steph, but you haven't missed that much because we just getting started, but she just had so much to offer. And she said she actually saw, this witness, Ashley, is absolutely she had eyewitness that the defendant and the victim was tussling over a gun, a handgun. She saw that. So it's very interesting. She adding a lot to the pot. She adding a lot, and it seems to be some of the Little Lane jury box opinion that she's seeming more credible. Hey, always be a cruiser. Thank y'all for joining. Of course, y'all please hit the like, and don't forget, if you're just joining us, you can catch up with us now and enjoy this tonight. But also check out the playlist. The link is on my community wall. And I'll be sure that you guys get it before the end of the live. So if you get an interest in this case and you just really want to see what was happening on the couple of parts, you can go watch the playlist, okay? But right now we got on the stand. The state is questioning. It's a prosecution witness, the state witness. Her name is Ashley, and she's an eyewitness to this crime that took place. The defendant is Quentin Nixon. He's there in the orange. He's defending himself. It's a bench trial, no jury. And he's supposed to have unalived one of the ladies at the house, Tony Westover. Let's continue. Thank y'all for coming.
When you went, before you left, you saw Tony on the couch. Can you describe the living room at that time?
Can I what?
Describe the living room, that area.
The couch was in, like, on the same side that the door was that you entered, and then there was like another love seat over here, a coffee table in the middle, and this way would have been a television.
Okay. Was it still in the same order it was in when you were staying there, or was it in disarray?
Hey, Conviction.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you. What number?
Hey, Trini.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 35.
No, 34.
One good thing about this case, that I didn't even know it was going to be like that, but they've been having a lot of footage. We didn't see body cam footage. We didn't see pictures. We didn't see the police interview footage, video from in the car.
That's me.
A lot of good footage.
I think you have to turn the thing on.
No, I think I was supposed to have cut him on the same way that I had been doing it, in Renee, after you told me it wasn't too bad. But let me check.
There we go.
Describe for the court what we are looking at. You could turn. You have one in front of your face.
Oh.
You could turn it around.
It's on a swivel. Go ahead and swivel it towards you.
Thank you for renewing your membership.
That's-
Always be a
I
cruiser,
threw my
girl.
bags down and jumped off the balcony.
There are 2 bags on the ground. Are both of those bags yours?
2 of the bags is mine, and there's actually a third one. So, because I had 2 bags that night, there would have been a third one, and the third one was not mine.
That was already there when you jumped down? Was that the bag that you saw the defendant leave the house with?
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice if he had a gun with him or not when he left the house?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to play for you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 35. Can you play that clip? Mhm. Just a clip of her.
So you need it back to click, Shirley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hey, Sean.
Okay, while that is coming on, that's going to be exhibit number 35. I'm going to ask you a couple more questions. The defendant's behavior when you stated that the way he was behaving on drugs, did that cause you any concern?
You could just tell he'd been up for a while, and
Got to speak up.
I'm sorry. I said you could tell he had been up for a while and needed some sleep. I don't know how he interacts that's just how it was when I met him.
You said what?
I don't know him personally, like I couldn't, I just knew I could tell he had been awake for a while. I'm sure he probably didn't act like that if he would have been not on drugs and normal.
And did you see him do drugs that day?
Mm-hmm, yes.
I think she finna stop questioning. I think that's the end of her question. Let's see. Now this part of it is low, period. Because she's not doing right in the microphone.
I don't remember hearing her really say anything at all. I don't know. They was just wrestling. Like, I don't. Yeah.
Okay, y'all. So that was the first part, right? So that was the state doing a direct questioning of Ashley. Now she finna finish questioning her a little bit more on this next clip, but we're gonna get into the cross-examination. And if y'all know, like I know, the cross-examination from the defendant, with him being his own lawyer, has been a sight to see. Okay, it has been something. And I'm not talking about all bad either. Yesterday he impressed me. You know, of course, would he do better with a lawyer? Yes. But it was quite impressive to me. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, here we go. Okay. And you know what? Before we get started, I want to say thank you, M. Renee, for telling me reminding me to go check it, because I had cut on the monetization. And what's so weird is I had it cut on and you ain't seen no commercials, but I'm glad I checked it because I had it cut on and it was on aggressive. So I changed it to balance, you know, but it was on aggressive, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I checked that and switched that, you know. Let's see here. Hey, Silky Black. All right, y'all, let's get into the continuation of Ashley. She's still being questioned by the state. She has added a lot to this trial. Let's see. And coming up soon is going to be the defendant who represented himself, no attorney, he pro se. He's going to be able to examine the witness. It's always interesting. It's going to clear up, you guys. Rock.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Seems like you should be able to have two devices plugged in at the same time.
Sorry about the volume, y'all, but some of these parts, when it get really low, it's because they just like talking amongst themselves, and like right now, they're not really saying nothing yet. They talking about some equipment or something.
Ken, message, call be in court back. Yeah, it's like stuck. It won't.
Did you try to go out that door prior to anyone leaving? The balcony door?
Yeah, and it wouldn't open.
You could not get it to open.
No, I couldn't get it to open at all.
And what did you do after trying to go out the door? They having technical issues, as y'all
I
can
ran
tell.
into the angel's room.
Oh no, she asking a question, but you can't hear it.
I mean, whenever they had went in there to open it, they left. I mean, nobody come back out of the room, so I just figured they had got it open, and I went in there, and it was like cracked a little bit, so I had to squeeze through it. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna pause it and I'm gonna restart the video. Okay, one moment. Let me pause it and let me
Whenever
relaunch
I
this.
first arrived there, it seemed like they
Let me restart that. Okay. In case it was on my end.
Yes. Yes.
You can barely hear that attorney.
Whenever I had first arrived there, it seemed like they was having a little bit of an issue of some sort. Because they ended up talking it out, and when we were in a car, we had left to go. Angel and Bianca, I believe was her name, and Quentin and me all went. I can't remember where we went to that day, but we went somewhere, and they were all talking about Adam, because Adam was an ex-boyfriend of hers, and I know him, Quentin and Angel were a thing at that time, I guess, and she was just telling me he needed to calm down.
Now, even though we can't hear, it's a bunch of technical difficulties. I really believe it's on their side, not mine. But anywho, and we can barely hear the attorney. That's because she's not talking into the microphone, as you can tell, right? But one thing that we just heard Ashley say, she literally just said that they had been having Adam and Quentin, the defendant, had been having a back and forth, and she just said that Angel and Quentin, the defendant, had like a thing going on at the time. And if y'all remember, Quentin had to get Angel to even admit the fact that they had consensual sex, to admit the fact that they had consensual sex in the next room with Adam, who's supposed to be her ex-boyfriend, right in the living room. So yet again, this witness, Ashley, is pretty much agreeing with the line of question that Quentin was giving yesterday. Angel was set up there yesterday and just lied. Let's continue.
About it. He needed to calm down about it.
Adam was a problem. That's what she's saying.
Adam wasn't trying to do anything to anybody. Because he thought Adam was there to harm him, I guess.
And when you say calm down, how is he acting?
Just like aggressive with his words, or I guess that's how you would describe it.
And you, like you said, you didn't know the defendant, correct?
Right.
And you don't know Tony.
Right. No.
So you have no dog in this fight, so to speak, one way or the other.
Yeah.
You're just here to tell what you saw that day.
Mhm.
At the time you saw the defendant with Tony up against the wall, you said he had a gun.
Mhm.
Did anyone around him have a gun at that time?
Not that I could see. I mean,
And how quickly did you hear the gunshots?
it seemed like pretty quick once they started fighting.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask no further questions. If it gets good time,
Okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Nixon, questions of Ms. Broughton?
Okay, so the state has rested. Okay, the state has rested. Let me I just want to be absolutely certain that this is not on my end of things. So I'm going to real quickly take this moment and thank you guys for coming. I'm going to relaunch this window capture deal, because I want to be sure all that different stuff, because when I recorded it, I didn't see none of that. So let me try to get that fixed before we go into this cross-examination. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. Let me relaunch that. So what y'all thinking in the oh, well, let me do this. I can't do two things at one time. Let me do this. Y'all talk amongst yourself. Okay. Let me hit mute so I don't have to talk in y'all ear to myself. Okay, y'all, bear with me. I'm pulling that media player up again. Hopefully it'll knock out the kinks. Okay, so while that's loading up, she just added so much more stuff, right? At this point in time, it's not no one-time isolated incident that the defendant and the girl Angel was dealing with each other. Ashley was under the impression for the 4 or 5 days that they all been there that Angel and Quentin had a thing going on. You know? And that would mean what we just heard this witness add in was tension, jealousy, hallucinations, paranoia. At one point in time, around this day, after several days of getting high, they was trying to sell somebody a trailer, which gives me the impression that they was running out of money. Okay? And then, mind you, they say they was all doing what the state attorney called community drugs. Now, I ain't never heard of no community drugs, but apparently they was all smoking and copping and getting all together. Okay? And that's going to cause a problem. That's going to cause a problem if somebody else is putting more dope in the pot than the other ones and everybody else still smoking. That's going to cause some tension. You know, so it was like, what they call it? What it's called? A fuse waiting to blow. You know? Okay, so here go the new player. Okay, let me make it bigger. Okay. Hopefully, okay, that looks good.
Trying to get this gun.
One moment, y'all.
You know what I mean?
Now, when
Okay, so that looks better. Let me fix it. Okay. Uh-oh. And boom, just like that. Okay. So here go the next clip. The state just rested. The state just finished her direct of this witness, Ashley. So now we finna get into the cross-examination of the same witness by the defendant himself, because he don't have a lawyer. He represented himself, what they call pro se. Okay. So that's where we at right now, and this should be very interesting.
Trying to get this gun, and you know what I mean?
Now, when the defendant grabbed Tony's gun, had Adam pulled his gun out at that point?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Prior to him grabbing the gun when you were sitting on the couch talking on the phone,
No.
had anybody threatened the defendant with
Hold
the
on,
gun?
that's Brian. Hold on.
So Adam was
loaded
in the
up the wrong
kitchen at
clip.
that point in time?
Yes.
Adam had not
Hold
pulled his
on.
gun out or
Let me
threatened the
see.
defendant?
Pause. I picked the wrong clip. Let me see. Don't want to get ahead. Let y'all hear what's going on. Let's see. Take that down.
So we don't have that issue this time.
Okay, this is the right one. Okay, so this is the right clip. If y'all remember, they was doing a whole lot of activity while the state was going. That other lawyer was at the desk, and then they were saying about technical, all that type of stuff. It's because they couldn't get the stuff right. So I think that's what they're doing now. That's why it's picking up with this video. Let's go. That was Ashley. Ashley just jumped over the balcony. Remember, she said she took off because she had warrants. That was Ashley. Oh, let me stop hollering at y'all.
Do you recognize that video? And is it fair to say that's you? Is that a fair and accurate representation of you jumping off that balcony that day?
Yes.
And there was a purse on the ground, as you stated, prior
Yes.
to you dropping your 2 items.
Yes.
Okay, and that was not yours.
No, it was not.
And that's what you saw the defendant leave with?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 38.
38?
That is 37.
Wait, what happened to 36?
The second one was
Oh, the
36.
second video?
Yeah, there's 2
Okay.
separate clips.
Okay.
Baby, the prosecution so throwed off right now. Like, seriously, they so throwed off right now. I thought I had the wrong clip. Okay? But that's them. She just said she had no more questions, but then they was able to get the technical stuff fixed. So now she finishing her questioning. So apparently they got cameras in the front of the apartment where the cars be parked at, and they got cameras on the back of the apartments where the balcony at.
All right. Did you recognize that video?
Yes.
Okay, and was that you in that video?
Yes.
And that was you going where?
To my friend Rick's house.
Okay, and that's when you said you saw the officers pass you by, and I believe you said you hid behind a trash can.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions? Do you have any other questions? I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Nixon, do you have any questions based on those limited questions regarding the videos?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You may step down, sorry. Call your next witness, please.
Okay, no questions. Now coming up to the stand is Brian. This is the boyfriend of the victim who is deceased, and this is who brought her to the house. She didn't know nobody there, and Brian supposedly just met everybody a few days ago, and they still ain't said why he came yet. Not that I've heard. They protecting his identity as well.
Sir, would you remain standing and raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Go ahead and have a seat. Keep your voice up, speak into the microphone, please.
Gotcha.
Will you please state your first and last name, spelling your last name for the record?
Brian Fielders, Fielders.
Brian Fielders, how old are you?
37.
Are you currently employed, Mr. Fielders?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and where are you employed?
I have a LLC in construction.
Okay. And do you know why you're here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you, for right now, swivel that TV in front of you? Thank you, just so I can see you. Okay, why are you here today?
I'm here to testify on the behalf of Tony's murder.
Okay, so you're here about what happened on July 25th of 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you said, you brought up a name, Tony. You know an individual by the name of Tony Westover?
Yes, ma'am.
How, at the time, July 25th, how did you know Tony Westover?
She was my girlfriend, a childhood sweetheart.
Right, and how long had you been dating Tony at that time?
About 7 months, 6 months.
Okay. How old was Tony?
Tony at that time was, we say 31.
Okay. Did she have any children?
Yes, she had a daughter.
Okay. Was she employed at that time?
Yes.
And where was she employed?
She was in the medical field, like a nurse, kind of.
Can you tell me a little bit about Tony? How was her personality?
Tony was a sweetheart, real kind, real soft-spoken. I don't know. She was a real gentle person.
Okay. And you said she was a childhood sweetheart. How did you two meet up again to start dating about 7 months ago?
You know what? She had hit me up on Facebook out of the blue, and we just took off from there.
Were you two staying together?
Yeah.
Oh, you two were living together?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Were you familiar with her family? Was she familiar with your family?
Yeah, I know her family a little bit, her mother and her sister.
Okay. Now, let me take you back to July 25th of 2022. On that date, did you and Tony go over to 2260 Maryland Avenue?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is that in Summit County, Ohio?
Yeah.
Now, before we get to that point, can you tell me about your day leading up to going over there?
It was just a normal day. I mean, having a great time, doing our usual. Just a normal day, I guess.
How did you come to go over 2260 Maryland?
My friend of mine, Adam, was over there, and I went over there, and just sit down. We was gonna talk because we at that point in time we kind of had a disagreement between the two of us. Nothing major, just we distanced ourselves from each other for a few weeks.
Okay, Jill says, who's that talking again? The person who's on the stand now, this is a totally different eyewitness that was at the house. This is Brian, okay? Brian is the one who brought Tony, the one who's unalived. This is the victim, Tony, right here, y'all. Okay, this is who the defendant is on trial for murdering her. Okay, so the only way that she was connected, the only way the victim was even at this house, because Brian, her boyfriend, brought her there. She didn't even know these people. So that's who's on the stand right now. The deceased victim's boyfriend, right? And it comes in according to previous testimony, which pretty much has stood, nobody's said anything different. According to previous testimony, Brian is brand new to everybody, right? Everybody else at the house seemed to know each other, been knowing each other for years. Brian and Tony is the new people, okay? And so this is her boyfriend who brought her there. That's who testifying. Let me see. Yeah, Tony didn't know nobody. She had never seen the people before until she got there. Just this day. And supposed to be, he met them a few days before that. I think it got something more to do with some drugs. But let's see why Brian say he even went there. This might be the first time during this testimony where we find out, hopefully, why they came to the house. What was their purpose? Okay? So let's see.
Hot heads, I guess.
Had you two squashed your beef or made up, so to speak?
Yeah.
So there was no more bad blood?
No.
You and Tony go over to 2260 Maryland Avenue?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said she was a childhood sweetheart. How did you two meet
I
up
rewinded it a
again
little
to
bit,
start
y'all.
dating about 7 months ago?
You know what? She had hit me up on Facebook out of the blue, and we just took off from there.
Were you two staying together?
Yeah.
Oh, you two were living together?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Were you familiar with her family? Was she familiar with your family?
Yeah, I know her family a little bit, her mother and her sister.
Okay. Now, let me take you back to July 25th of 2022. On that date, did you and Tony go over to 2260 Maryland Avenue?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is that in Summit County, Ohio?
Yeah.
Now, before we get to that point, can you tell me about your day leading up to going over there?
It was just a normal day. I mean, having a great time, doing our usual. Just a normal day, I guess.
How did you come to go over 2260 Maryland?
My friend of mine, Adam, was over there, and I went over there and just sit down. We was gonna talk because we at that point in time we kind of had a disagreement between the two of us. Nothing major, just we distanced ourselves from each other for a few weeks. Just hot heads, I guess.
Had you two squashed your beef or made up, so to speak?
Yeah.
So there was no more bad blood?
No, it wasn't that serious. Just both of us being petty, I guess.
Okay, but mind you, Adam don't even live at this house. Adam is just at the house on a drug high with everybody. Okay, that's why everybody else don't even know who this man is really, because he going over there to meet up with somebody he had beef with that don't even live at that house. Anywho, let's continue. Sorry, y'all. Oh, and mind you, you guys, it seemed a little weird to me how that last part with Ashley went and how he didn't have no questions for Ashley. That seemed a little strange to me. So I went to go check the actual live I got the clips from, and somehow, some way, charged it to just, I don't know, error. I didn't get the cross-examination, but I found it, and we will watch the cross-examination of Ashley after these parts, okay? All right. Something seemed strange, so I went to go check it out. And I found it, the part that we're missing. But anyway, let's continue.
And Adam, his nickname is Slim, or he's known as Slim as well.
Yes.
Did Tony know Adam?
A little bit.
Okay. Now, the house that you were going over, 2260, did you know the actual owner or renter of that apartment, Angel McClain?
Yes.
How did you know Angel?
Mutual friend. Once again, Adam. Through Adam.
How long had you been knowing Angel?
I didn't know Angel that long.
Now, when you got over to that house, approximately what time of day was it?
It was nighttime.
Okay. And how did you get over there?
Drove. We were in Tony's car.
What kind of car was that?
Nissan Road.
What color?
Red.
Who was driving?
She was.
Okay. So when you got over there, tell the court what happened once you got over there.
Well, we had got over there and we went upstairs. Everything was copacetic. I was talking with Slim. We were standing in the kitchen for a little bit talking, and then we sat down on the couch. Everybody was having a good time.
Okay. And when you say everybody, let's just go back a second. When you say we went upstairs, who are we?
Tony and myself.
Did you go at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
She locked her car up. She was behind a little bit.
Okay. But in essence, you both got out the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time. She was just doing some preliminary stuff with the car to
Yeah.
keep it safe.
Right.
Okay. You get in the house. How did you get, who let you into the house?
I don't remember.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, so you get into the house. Who did you see in the house?
I seen Slim, Angel, him,
Who's him?
Quentin.
Okay.
There was two other people. They were by the back room. I don't know the one's name.
So when you came in the house, Angel was at the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know what? She might have got there after us. I'm not sure. I know she had went to the store. I can't remember if that was before or after.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. When you got in the house, was there any animosity or was there any arguing or fussing?
No.
Okay. And you said once you got in the house, do you remember where Tony went?
Yeah, she sat on the couch.
Okay, there's a couple couches.
Well, there's a longer couch. When you first go through the door, to your right, there was a smaller couch. And then there's a table, and then across from that was a larger couch. She sat on that couch.
So it was the couch not closest to the door?
And there was a couch not closest to the door.
Okay. And what did you do?
I told you I came in. I was sitting there. I talked to him. I was introduced to him. I was talking to Adam for a minute.
Who introduced you to the defendant?
Adam did.
Okay. Did you know Quentin
No.
prior to that?
No.
Okay. Just want to make sure we're clear. I'm showing you what's been marked as previously been marked as State's Exhibit 12. Do you recognize this exhibit?
Can I turn this?
You absolutely can.
It's on a swivel.
Okay, yeah, that's the living room.
Okay. Now, that living room was not like that when you
No,
first came
absolutely
in.
not. No,
Okay.
it wasn't.
Now, you have, Your Honor, can you enable him to draw on the picture, please?
It takes a second.
That's fine. Thank you, Your Honor. You were talking about where individuals were seated. Hold on. You were talking about where Tony was seated. Can you pick a writing utensil? There's colors, yellow, white, red.
That one?
Okay. And circle where Tony sat. Which couch? Okay. That's where she was seated, and you went into the kitchen to talk.
Yes.
Okay. And you were talking to
Adam.
Adam. Where was Quentin? Okay. And had you met, and I'm sorry if I asked you, I just can't remember, had you met the defendant prior to that day?
No.
Okay. Now, when you came in, had you and Tony been smoking or taking any drugs that day?
Yeah, we partied. Yeah, I told you we got high.
That's fine. What drug of
Meth.
choice? Meth. Okay. So prior to even coming over there, you all were smoking meth?
Yes.
Once you got over there, did you all smoke meth?
Yes.
Okay. Did you smoke meth with anyone else that was in that house?
Just us. It was us four.
Okay. Who are us four?
As far as Tony, myself, Slim, and Quentin.
Okay. You all smoked meth?
Yeah.
Was it already there? Did you bring it? Did you share?
No, it was already there.
Okay. Can you hit clear, please?
Dang, I had to get up and I had my phone with me. You know what I'm saying? I had my phone so I could hear, but I couldn't hear because of all them damn baby kids. You know what I'm saying? I had to whisper because they be all outside and stuff. But anywho, this is my professional life, so I'm not going to get into no rant. But now, even though I took my phone and was listening, it seemed like I missed something. But I know one thing for certain. Two things for sure. At this point, this man, Brian, he's saying that him and Tony, when they came over there to talk to Adam, I just heard him say they went ahead and smoked some meth too. Right? So now you got two other people that people don't barely know coming to the house where they've been smoking out the community stash for days. The community stash, you know, which they trying to sell a trailer for, and the community stash got to start rolling, you know, going low, you know what I'm saying, at some point in time. So you mean to tell me we got a community pot of meth, and we all trying to hustle and stuff to put more dope in the pot, and now two people coming that we don't even know, and they about to smoke out the community pot too? Child, it was destined to be problems, okay? It don't get that good in nobody dope house, period. Don't we all seen the movies. Let's continue. Child.
Thank you. While you were in the kitchen talking to Adam, what were you talking about?
I can't remember. It was just. I know we were talking about music because at that point in time, you know, I've been doing music a while, and I had messed up a record deal, and we were just stuff. We were talking about that.
Was it for rap?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Did you and the defendant hit it off? Did you two rap together anytime?
Yeah.
And at that time, did you think he was a pretty okay guy?
Yeah, absolutely.
No reason not to dislike him or anything?
No.
After smoking, were you all high? Did you all get high from smoking?
I mean, yeah, I'm assuming everybody was already high when we got there. You know what I mean? But yeah, we all smoked together. We were all getting high.
Okay. Did anyone show the effects of getting high?
No.
Okay. How long do you think you stayed in the kitchen talking?
He said nobody showed the
Slim?
effects of getting high.
Not long. 5-10 minutes.
Okay. Do you know or have you heard of a whisper app?
No.
Okay. Do you know if you were talking about that at the time?
No.
Okay. Do you know or do you remember if Ashley came? Where was Ashley? Do you know anybody named Ashley?
No.
Okay. Was there another female at the house?
Yeah, I told you there was. I just didn't know her name.
Okay. Where was she?
Towards the back rooms.
Okay. Was she ever out there when you?
The other female was Angel.
She stayed mostly in the back room?
Yeah.
Okay. At some point in time, did Angel and Ron come home?
Yes.
Oh, no, that was
Approximately how
Ashley.
long were you at the house prior to them coming home?
I can't remember. Like I said, I couldn't remember if they were there when we got there and left and came back, or they were already there.
Okay.
Because they spent the majority of their time in the back.
In the back room as well?
Yeah.
Do you remember anything about a poster or a wall mural?
No,
Okay. Did you partake in putting up a poster or a wall mural?
no.
Okay. And you said was that Ron and Angel spent most of the
Yeah,
time in the
yeah.
back? You were in the kitchen with Adam approximately 10 minutes. Please tell the court what you did after talking to Adam in the kitchen.
After talking with Adam, I
Me either,
Got it.
Renee. Me
formally
either.
really introduced to Quentin, and we started talking, hit it off. I went and sat in the living room and sat next to Tony for a while, and I was talking to Quentin. We were kicking it, back and forth, talking about music, and he was telling me that I think at that point he worked at a oil change spot or something along that lines. I mean, we were just having a normal time. Everything was cool.
Everybody was getting along,
Yeah.
laughing, joking.
Absolutely.
The defendant seemed like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Milk
Nothing
must
wrong.
make you friendly sound like.
When you came into the house, did you have a gun on you?
No. Tony had a firearm
Tony, where was that firearm?
in her purse at that point in time.
Okay. Was it in a holster in her purse?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as. What number am I on?
38.
Thank you. Might as well shoot this up on one. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State Exhibit 38 and 24.
Well, sometimes they friendly, Kathy, with the milk, and sometimes, Now look,
I'm
look,
going to show you
look.
first.
Somebody
State's
finna jump the
Exhibit
gate
number
again.
24.
That's they balcony. Where that gate, where that thing at, that's they
I'm
patio.
pointing to an object on the ground. Well, you don't recognize anything in this picture.
Okay, y'all see where that little white square at right there? That's what they talk about right there.
I can see it.
That's like a bag.
Well, I know.
Is that Tony's purse?
Do you recognize that?
Yeah, it's Tony's purse.
Okay. And I'm just going to hold it up, Your Honor. It's hard to see. You said that's Tony's purse? That's the purse she came with that day?
Yes.
Is that the purse that the holster was in?
Yes.
The holster that had the gun?
Yes.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 38.
What's that? What's that? What is that?
What is State's Exhibit
Oh,
number 38?
that's the holster.
That's the holster that was for her gun.
And can you describe that gun that Tony had?
It was a gun, the handgun.
Okay. Do you remember what color it was or anything?
No.
Do you know if she took it out of her, first of all, prior to the incident, had she taken it out her purse?
While she was emptying her purse out, yes.
Okay, that was the incident. Prior to her emptying her purse out, had
No.
she taken that purse out?
No.
Did she wave it around?
No.
Did she threaten anybody with it?
No.
Okay. Did she point it at the defendant in any manner?
No.
Okay. While you were there talking to Adam,
She could-
at any time, did you threaten the defendant?
No.
Okay, Jill, that's a good question. I want to know, why did she empty her purse out, right? And she couldn't have Tony, the victim, could not have thrown her purse out the window because they was all in the living room. For some reason, the way this apartment set up, That patio that y'all see, that's not like normal to me where the patio be off the living room. That patio, to get to the patio, you actually have to be in a bedroom. The patio is outside a bedroom, right? And they was in the living room. So she couldn't have just threw her purse like out the out. You know, she couldn't have. They hadn't been in the bedroom at this point in time. Everything went down in the living room. So I don't know why that's there, but we're gonna find out, I guess. Let's see. Good question, Jill. And welcome to the chat, Avid YT Watcher. Glad you're here. Yeah, make sure you hit the like.
Okay, did you have a gun and threaten him?
No.
Okay. Were you aware if Adam had a gun?
No.
Okay, so when you first came into the house and was talking to Adam in the kitchen, you were not aware that Adam had a gun?
I didn't know he had one on him at that point. No.
So up to that point, had Adam taken his gun out and threatened the defendant in any way?
No.
Had anybody threatened him with a hammer at this point in time?
No.
Okay, how about a machete?
No.
That includes you and Adam.
No.
That includes Ron. Did Ron come out the back room with a hammer?
Listen, there was no machetes.
Okay, so everybody is enjoying themselves, having a good time.
Not he impatient.
You're in the living room sitting next to Tony, you said.
Yes.
Where is the defendant?
He was sitting across from us,
Okay.
talking. He was talking with us.
You said he was sitting across from you, talking to you?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure we get this correct. Will you please use your pencil and put
Yes.
an X where you were sitting?
See, y'all, it's been her microphone the whole
Okay.
time. Y'all see how it's loud
Can
now?
you put a circle where Tony was sitting? And can you put an X where the defendant was sitting? Okay. So you all, and that table that's knocked over, was that table in the middle of you all?
Yes.
Okay. And Adam, was he still in the kitchen?
Yes.
Correct, Renee.
Will you please tell the court what happened next?
Well, we talked for a while.
Let me be quiet.
Like I said, Quentin and I were sitting there, we were getting along, just rapping back and forth and talking, and we had both stepped into the kitchen for a minute. We were talking with Adam. Everything was copacetic. I don't know exactly what we were talking about, but after a while, we went back in the living room and sat down.
In the same position?
No, at this point, I went to get on my phone.
Okay.
Which I was sitting at the very last cushion in the picture,
Okay.
towards the window over there.
Can you
by
hit
the
clear?
TV. Can I circle it?
No, can you hit clear?
What do you mean clear?
There's a word
Oh,
that
I'm
says
sorry.
clear.
I got you.
Okay, now can you put an X? You said you went in the kitchen for a while and talked.
Yeah, and then when I came back and sat down, you want me to put an X with that?
Yes, please. Okay, you came back. You sat in a different place. This is after you, Adam, and the defendant were in the kitchen talking for a while.
Yeah.
I got to pause. I have to pause because is it just me or is it so strange that all these people are in this apartment and the two people who apartment it actually is, the apartment is actually Angel's, the apartment is actually her roommate's Chip, aka Ronald. They are the two people on the lease. And guess what? This whole time with all this stuff going off, at first they was gone out the house to the store to get some lights or something. Then when they get back to the house, even though they got strangers down there in their house, they still not in the living room. All these visitors, guests that's all using drugs, they just running rampant in this house, in this apartment. It's so weird to me.
Approximately how long did that conversation
I
last?
don't know. You know what? To tell you the truth, I was high. Time.
That's
You
fine.
lose track of time. So, I mean, we like I said, we're all having a good time.
That's fine.
So God knows how long, for real.
That is fine. So when you go back in there, you sat in a different place. Was Tony still in the same place?
Yes.
Okay. And put a circle where she was. Okay. And when the defendant, where did he go when you went back in there and got on your phone?
To the same spot.
Okay. Now, what happened at this point?
I was on my phone. Next thing I know, Tony gasps. he had grabbed her gun. Quentin had grabbed her gun.
How did her gun get out?
She was going through her purse.
Okay, now you can tell that part. I know I stopped you before.
Yeah.
I apologize. Talk about how her gun got out.
All right, so she was going through her purse looking for something. I don't know exactly what she was looking for, but she had taken it out, set it on the table.
Did she take any other items out of her purse?
I'm sure she did. Like I said, I was on my phone, going through my phone, so.
Okay. While you were on the phone and Tony was taking items out of her purse looking for something, was there any arguing?
No.
Was there anything to cause you any concern between the defendant and Tony?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
And so I look over, here she's scared to death. I look over, Quentin standing here, got her gun. So.
Standing where?
He was standing, now he's standing right here.
Okay, can you push clear?
I'm sorry.
Okay, now please show the court where.
Standing right here.
Okay.
And
Where was the table? Was that, it's hard because it's flipped over. Was he standing in front of the table? Okay, that's where the table was. Okay, and Quentin is where the X is. And where was Tony? Okay. So he has her gun.
yes,
What happened after that?
I jump up,
Okay.
start talking to him. Slim is in the kitchen, starts yelling at him.
Okay.
Now,
What are you talking to him about?
I'm trying to calm him down, and he's asking me if she's the police, which I was like, no. I'm trying to calm him down. Like, what are you doing, man? You're tripping. Put the gun down. Relax.
When you say calm him down, I know he had the gun. How was he acting like when he's saying?
Like he was out of it.
Okay. It's hard to describe.
It's just, it's hard to, it's just like, I wouldn't say he was panic stricken. He wasn't panic stricken, but he was definitely, it's hard to explain. You'd have to do drugs to understand.
Okay.
He was in another world, like as far as, he was convinced that she was a cop, and he was looking at us to verify that she's the police, and I'm sitting there telling him no. Slim's yelling at him, screaming at him, telling him to put the gun down.
Okay. What happened after that?
Everybody was froze for a minute. I could see he was thinking about it, and Tony's over here. She's scared to death. Tony twitches, and he snatched her up, yanked her across, literally drug her over the table pretty much.
Is that how the table fell?
Yeah, well, it might have been from us. I'll explain that.
We'll get to that. So he yanked her. How did he yank her up, or where did he yank her up?
He snatched her, he grabbed her up and yanked her over by the couch he was at.
Okay.
And
Okay, so let me pause right there. So at this point, Lady Steph say, wait, who was asking if she was the police? Okay, so let's pause it right here, right? So at this point, Tony's sitting on the couch across from the defendant. They didn't smoke some more meth. Okay. She go looking for something in her purse. She went to digging through her purse. While she was digging through her purse, pulling something out, looking for something that we don't know what she was looking for, she took her gun that was in her purse out, laid it on the couch, and some other stuff. According to Brian, who testified, that's when the defendant, Quentin, saw that gun in that holster and started saying, damn, she a cop, and he grabbed the gun. Okay? So y'all got to remember, we heard Ashley on the first, who testified first on this live, we heard Ashley say she heard Quentin saying, accusing Tony of being a police officer. We also heard Ashley say that Quentin was accusing Tony, the victim, of having the app on her phone whisper, which he thought was something to do with the cops. So at this moment, it's seeming like they trying to say Quentin was having a hallucination. He was very, very paranoid, He just had already made up in his mind that this woman he ain't never seen before, Tony, this white, let's just put it like it is. This white girl we ain't never seen before popped through here. We don't know her. She got a gun in her purse. She got this app that's supposed to be. She the lost. Okay? Now, mind you, what was like a trip to me is, even from the point that this boy got the gun in his hand, the person who talking now, Brian, he the one who brought this woman there, the victim. That's supposed to be her boyfriend, childhood sweetheart. And all he can do is stand across the room and try to sweet talk him out of being panicked. And he gonna just stand there while this dude got your girlfriend gun, and then he done snatched up by her hair and pulled her across the table? You know what I'm saying? He was extra paranoid, right? And Renee say, so Tony, out of the clear blue, pulls the gun out of her purse and Quentin grabs it. Is this what he wants us to believe? Get the fuck out of here. Right. That is what he wants us to believe. But it kind of, now I know this with marijuana, right? With marijuana and shit like that, I know for a fact, when I was smoking weed and shit like that, I go digging in my purse looking for something and shit. I probably dig in my purse 1,000 damn times looking for the same damn thing and forget I found it, right? And you know how when you dig in your purse, you're pulling shit out and stuff, you gotta remember they high, okay? So it's not all the way that far-fetched to me that she could have been sitting there geeked up, tweaked up, and digging in her purse and shit like that and just thinking everything hunky-dory. And then when Quentin, he already been paranoid. When he saw that gun in this white girl and they doing drugs and shit like that, he don't even know this boy, right? Why this dude coming around, then they smoking up the dope, okay? So now, but at least now we getting a little bit, we getting more information. I just can't believe that Brian stood his ass right there. And even to the point, as soon as he saw his woman gun in his dude's hand pointed at his girl, why he didn't go tackle him? Why he didn't go throw himself in front of the gun? How could he even let this boy reach across and grab his girlfriend who he brought her there? He gonna just let the man grab her by the hair and manhandle her. Crazy.
Just started firing the shots.
Let's continue. Try watch with Demetri.
After he yanked her up, how were they positioned?
After he yanked her up, Lord him.
My mind was just trying to get to him to get the gun and get them apart.
Okay. And you said he yanked her up, had her. How long after you, and if you know, and let me just tell you, if you don't know anything, say you don't know. Don't try to answer a question you don't know,
Right.
Or don't remember.
Gotcha.
Okay, after he yanked her up, do you know how long he had her before shots began being fired?
No.
Okay. Were they tussling over the gun?
Yeah.
Was Tony trying to get the gun from him?
No, she was trying to get away, and I came over, and he fired one. She was trying to get away from him. Mm-hmm. Shots got fired. I ran over. I tried to get between him and her.
Was that after the shots were fired?
As the shots were being fired.
Mm-hmm.
So I might have been the cause of maybe because I know I tried to push her out the way.
You tried to push Tony out the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at that point, him and I locked up. I bit into his face. I'm wrestling him for the gun. That might have been how the table got knocked over. Okay.
Was that causing commotion and noise, everything in the living room?
Oh, absolutely.
And when he had her and yanked her over, where was he standing? I see the couch.
You want me to hit clear again?
Yes. Was it?
He catch on quick, huh?
Yes.
Hold on, let me get this. Okay. And I put State's Exhibit number 11.
Okay.
Okay, now, when he yanked her up, approximately where do you believe they were? Okay. And that door would have been closed.
Yes.
Okay. Were they standing?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know, was he in front of her in front of him? Were you paying any attention to that? Okay.
What is that?
So that's about where they both were. Oh, and you spelled out him and her. Okay. I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't notice that.
Okay.
So where the word him is where he was, and her is where she would have been Tony. Okay.
Yeah.
He had her up, shots fired. You said you tried to wrestle the gun away from him.
Yes.
Before we get into that, was anyone else in the living room?
Baby, he didn't learn how to use the draw function.
Do you know where these people
Feature.
were? Were you focused on that?
No.
Okay, so you don't know where these people were.
No.
Do you know where Adam was at the time?
Yeah, he was
No,
still-
that's the front porch. Hold on.
Probably in.
No, ladies, that see, and that's what I think y'all probably used to like the patios or balconies being like kind of how I am off the living room, but no, right now as we looking towards that door that's open, that's the front door. Right, that's the front door. Apparently they must got some stairs that come up right there. You know, like that's a stairway or whatever, and then you come into the door. The balcony that everybody jumped over was actually in the roommate's bedroom. The balcony is actually built off of the roommate's bedroom. I think she was shot by accident. Well, he was already aiming the gun at her now. But that's what he might have shot her by accident, but he definitely started shooting though. I mean, allegedly.
Shock, who knows? I wasn't really focused on him when I had his, trying to get this gun. And he,
Now, when the defendant grabbed Tony's gun, had Adam pulled his gun out at that point?
I don't know.
Okay. Prior to him grabbing the gun when you were sitting on the couch talking on the phone, had anybody threatened the defendant with the gun?
Dang, I gotta get to the next clip. Hold up. Okay, pause. Okay, 1 second. That's that clip I had played first in the wrong order. So let me pull that one back up. That's this is K3. Let me see. This is K3. So that's going to be P4. Yeah. Okay, it's going to be rewinded a little bit so it can be continuity, right? So let me see.
Now, when the defendant grabbed Tony's gun, had Adam pulled his gun out at that point?
Okay, there we go.
I don't know.
Okay. Prior to him grabbing the gun when you were sitting on the couch talking on the phone, had anybody threatened the defendant with the gun?
No.
Okay, so Adam was in the kitchen at that point in time?
Yes.
Adam had not pulled his gun out or threatened the defendant at that time?
No.
Did Adam, prior to this, threaten the defendant with the gun?
No.
Okay. Please tell the court what's going on as you're trying to wrestle the gun away from the defendant.
Well, that was that. Well, I mean, him and I, eventually I tackled him on the floor. I was biting his face, trying to get the gun out of his hand.
In the process, did you bite your own lip?
I did. Bit a hole through it.
Okay. Were you able to get the gun away from him?
No.
Did anyone come to help you?
No.
Okay. At some point in time, did Adam intervene?
Yeah.
Will you please tell the, excuse me, Your Honor, will you please tell the court about that?
Yeah. I know I couldn't get the gun from him. I was trying to get out of there at this point. At least get it, separate from him. And I started running towards the back room. We ran towards the back room. Adam went out the sliding glass doors. I went out the sliding glass doors. I didn't, at that point in time, too, as far as the other two, I didn't even know they were still there. I know Angel was. And Angel came to me. I stayed and yelled I was at the back porch, And she came to the back door and said, "What do I do?" And I said, "Call the police. You tell them what happened."
Now, I need some.
Child, this attorney hawking, spitting, snotting all over the place. Oh my God. I just don't. Yesterday, y'all said maybe she was just like the way the court set up is why she was everywhere. I'm starting to think maybe she kind of knew her. Okay.
Prior to running out you said the back door?
The sliding glass doors.
Oh, okay, and that's over the balcony?
Yeah.
Okay. Prior to doing that, at any point in time, did Adam intervene with his gun and use his gun to help you?
No, I mean, he didn't use it.
Use it, not use it as in shooting.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't use it, shoot it or anything.
Okay. And do you remember him hitting the defendant with the gun?
No.
Okay. How did everything break up on the floor with you all?
Adam intervened in the pool, like, because I was on top of him at that point. I just couldn't get that gun from him, and he snatched me up, kind of yanked me. Let's go. Okay. And Tony, she was on the couch.
Was she moving?
No.
Did this happen quickly?
Yeah, it happened quickly.
Were you focused on the defendant?
I was.
Were you focused on the gun he had?
Trying.
Okay. I'm asking that question because if there's people around you doing different things you may or may not have seen, is that a fair statement?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to show you what's in Mark. What number?
Baby, if looks could kill, okay?
Okay. Well, before I get to that, one, can you hit clear?
Not he was the first to leave, Diamond. Was he? Ronald's still hiding in the closet.
As you were leaving, and sorry if I asked you this, as you were leaving, did you say anything to anyone?
Yeah, to Angel.
And you told her to call the police?
Yeah,
Where did you go after you left?
I ran.
And why did you run?
Well, at that point in time, I had a parole warrant, and I ran because he still had the gun in there with him.
Who shot Tony?
Okay, right then and there, I have to call Bull. Okay, his first answer, unfortunately, was the true answer. Okay, he ran because he had a warrant. They had already fought the boy. They had already, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. He ran and left his girlfriend there, shot and bleeding and dying on that floor. He brought that woman there. She didn't know nobody. He brought her there. He failed to protect her, and he left her body there. And gonna holler back for strangers who they barely know, who she didn't know, to call the police. It ain't that much warrant in the world. You mean to tell me you got more interest in your warrant than the person you supposed to love, childhood sweetheart? Child, let's continue. Don't get me started. Trial watch with Demetri.
Westover.
Quentin did.
I wouldn't run off, Jill. Even if I had a warrant, I would make sure that my friend got help. Tried to cover the wound.
Prior to the defendant shooting Tony Westover, was anyone acting aggressive towards the defendant?
No.
And And again, at that time, you did not have anything against the defendant.
No.
You two were in the living room having a good time. And when you say
Okay, right now I have to pause it because right now, when y'all see the defendant, Quentin, y'all see how he turned looking over there to the left? Y'all gotta remember the way that this court is set up. When he turned around like that, looking over his left shoulder, hey Linda, when he looking like that, at this moment he then turned around and he looking directly at this man on the stand. Y'all see how the bailiff back there looking to his left, right, our right? That's because he watching Brian on the stand testifying. At this moment, the defendant, also his own self-attorney, he then turned around like, are you kidding me? Good to see you, Linda. Let's continue. I'm going to let it play. Let me stop. We got, okay, let me go.
rapping, you literally mean rapping, like versus rapping.
Child, not rapping.
Are you aware if Tony knew Quentin, the defendant, prior to coming over there?
She didn't.
Let me rewind it. I talk too much. Hold on. Okay, I
Who shot
rewind.
Tony Westover?
Quentin did.
Okay. Prior to the defendant shooting Tony Westover, was anyone acting aggressive towards the defendant?
No.
And again, at that time, you did not have anything against the defendant.
No.
You two were in the living room having a good time. And when you say rapping, you literally mean rapping, like versus rapping.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you aware if Tony knew Quentin, the defendant, prior to coming over there?
She didn't.
I'm going to show you what's been marked. The state's exhibits 39, 33, 41, and 40 and 41. Take a moment and look at these exhibits. Do you recognize the individual that's in State's Exhibit number 39?
Yes.
Wait till y'all see this. I saw this part.
In State's Exhibit 39, I'll put it up there now.
Oh no, that's my lip.
And you,
He said he bit through his lip. Do that look like he bit through his lip? Child.
I don't even know if you can see it anymore. Can you circle what you are trying to show the officer or detective? And what is that?
That was where my lip was healing up from the gash that was in it, that I bit through it.
He is definitely trying to upplay. What's the word? He really trying to play up like he was trying so hard to fight off the defendant, and he was trying so hard to protect Tony. And don't you see my lip? I bit him so hard, and I almost bit my lip through. You know what I'm saying? That lip, you can bite your lip like this. you know, oh my God. Let me continue. Let me get out my feelings. This dude right here, he didn't got on my nerves. Okay, he didn't piss me off completely.
And is that when you were telling the court you bit the defendant's face?
Yes.
And that was during that scuffle in the living room?
Yes.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of how your lip looked in a healing stage?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hit clear, please? Showing you what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit number 33. Do you recognize that individual?
Yes.
Now, on July 25th, 2022, first of all, who is that individual in that photo?
Quentin.
Okay, did he look like that on July 25th, 2022?
No.
What was different?
He had hair.
On his head?
Yes.
Did he have hair on his face?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number
That's the defendant arrest pictures.
40.
And he cut off his hair and stuff. It looked funny on that projector they putting it on.
Do you recognize the person in that picture?
Yes.
Okay. Where did you bite the defendant? Okay. For the record, you circled healing mark. Does it look to be healing mark on the side of the defendant's face? Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
And I'm going to show you a close-up, State's Exhibit number 41. Can you hit clear? State's Exhibit number 41. Do you see that mark on the face?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to rewind it back a little bit, right? Because I want y'all to hear this objection. Okay, so on that picture, you guys, that is Quentin. Okay? And the reason why the pictures look kind of funny is because when she put it on that projector thing, it looked funny, right? And they showing it on the, you know, it looked funny on there. But that's actually Quentin. That's why she asked the person on the stand, Brian, she said, do you recognize him? And he said, yeah, it was Quentin. And he said, anything different about him? And that's why Brian said, yeah, he didn't have no hair. Now, mind you, this is the pictures they took of Quentin upon his arrest. And he was not arrested right then. You know, he went on a run for a minute, and they, he went on a run for a minute because they had a all-points bulletin out for him, and they had a $5,000 reward for Quentin. They found Quentin several days later hiding in somebody's attic, and they had to send a SWAT team in for him. So they're alleging, and these pictures are showing that after this incident happened, he came up, he went on the mission, on the go, right? And he had cut his hair and stuff off. You know how they say he tried to change his appearance. So that's Quentin without no shirt, you know, and that bald head looking like a predator, okay? With no hair on his face. Hold on. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit, you guys, so we can hear this part here.
State's Exhibit number 41. Do you see that mark on the face?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor.
Basis.
He doesn't know if that's a healing mark or not. He's not an expert witness.
All right, sustained as to that opinion.
Boom. So this is like maybe the second time that he did an objection that I can count and think of since the trial started. And let's hear it for the boy, right? For the defendant, okay? Not that I'm propping up the defendant, but as his own attorney being pro se, I can't be mad at him. You know, this is like the second time he made an objection, and the judge agreed with his objection. He said, "I object. He is not an expert." That was a good catch. Period. Let's go.
That's the area that you bit him, Mr. Fielder?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
And that's in State's Exhibit number 41. Do you see that area still?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, afterwards, did you talk to anybody or were you texting anybody?
I don't remember. I'm sure I did. I was,
And that's in regards to the incident and what had happened?
yeah, I was definitely in shock. I was hurting.
Were individuals blaming you for not being able to stop
Yes,
the defendant from doing what he did?
yes.
I'm going to show you, what number?
42.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 42.
Me.
Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is State's Exhibit number 42?
Can't remember if that's text message. It might be messenger. I'm not. No, that's text message. I can't remember who I was talking to though.
You're not going to be able to see it.
Oh, yeah, Slim. All right.
And Slim, was that Adam's nickname?
Yeah.
Okay. And do these text messages look familiar to you?
Yeah.
Is this a fair and accurate representation of this text message chain?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on, before I can go on. You said, yeah, kind of? What's the kind of?
I mean, there's a couple people, a bunch of people I talked to. I was being pointed at from every direction.
And when you say being pointed at for every direction, how and why?
To blame for it.
And what do you mean to blame for it?
Just, people weren't there.
To blame for it that you did it or you didn't stop it?
That I didn't stop it or I had something to do with it or, I got slandered on the news, all kinds of stuff.
Do you remember writing that text message?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And what does that text message read, if you can read it for the court?
Said, somebody asked me how you holding up. I said, terrible. I can't get her off my mind. On top of that, now everybody's grilling at me, coming at me crazy like it's my fault. They have no clue. I was the only one in there rolling around, trying to get the gun from him. I damn near bit half my lip off, trying to bite his cheek off his face and attempt him to stop from shooting anymore. On top of that, everybody's like, why'd you leave her? I didn't leave her. As a matter of fact, I just as well as Slim, I didn't even want to leave her.
And if you recall, was this text message near the time of when the incident occurred?
Afterwards.
Well, of course, after. Was it near the time it occurred? Meaning?
Within days?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking? Sure.
Okay, if y'all notice at this moment, Y'all saw how we started having that conversation. Like Jill was like, okay, you never know what you're gonna do in that situation, and I get where Jill coming from, right? And I don't think she was so much saying it like from the point of view as the boyfriend. I think she was saying like being in. I took it to as Jill was saying, you know, in that situation, stuff go down. You never will know what you're gonna do. Now he actually the boyfriend, and y'all saw how it sparked conversation in the chat, right? In the Lit Lane jury box, right? Can you imagine? And like what he talked about now, this boy caught hell behind the fact that he left his girlfriend there, which is rightfully so. Rightfully so, right? So I find that to be very interesting. I pinned that comment, Silky Black, about what do I think he innocent or not. I pinned that because I just had a thought that just came to me like a minute or two ago before. Then you asked that question that I want to discuss with y'all, but I'm gonna wait so we can get through this part. And then I want to get into a full-fledged discussion on what I'm thinking at this point in the trial. Let's continue. Good question. For the people up top, thank you for coming through. Make sure you check out the playlist if you find yourself interested in this case so you can catch up with the story and the trial. We on part 4. We have a playlist. It's on my wall. Please hit the like button.
Okay, I don't think I have any more questions. So can you put the video up for me?
Uh-oh. Cross-examination, I think. Now you know it's 2 state prosecutors there that then talked at different points. So she says she don't have no more questions. I'm wondering what's going to happen. I don't know. Let me see.
So we're off dot camera onto this. Is that? All right. So,
I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, he not too pleased with this testimony here at all. I wonder what they doing. Child. While they doing that, let me say this, right? If y'all was here for part 1, when we saw the body cam footage and we heard the 911 calls, I thought until this minute here,
Oh,
I
you know what?
hold on. Let me see what they're doing.
Things moving along. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
I thought that all that stuff happened the day of this shooting. That when what is they talking about? You know, hold on. I'll just wait. This prosecutor get on my nerves. She say she don't have no more questions. Then she has some more questions. This not the first time she did that. They are so everywhere.
Yes. That's me pointing up. I was pointing at Angel, telling her to call the police.
43? Is she doing what?
And that was when I was pointing at Angel, telling her to call the police, telling her what to do.
And State's Exhibit number 44. You recognize that exhibit?
Yes.
And what's going on? Who was that in that exhibit?
It's still me in that picture.
And you said that's when you were telling Angel what
Yeah.
to do? And that
Yeah.
was to call the police?
Yep.
Are these fair and accurate representations of you and your actions on July 25th?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to play for you what's on Martha States Exhibit number 45.
Y'all look this. Look at this. Watch this, y'all. I saw this part when I was doing recording. I was like, what? Okay, Lady T. Oh, I know how that go. I'm getting some gumbo later. Okay, look, there we go. We got motion up there.
In that video,
Look where they paused
were
it
you
at.
able to see an object in Adam's hand?
Yeah.
Oh,
What
that's
was that
Adam.
object?
Gun.
Did you see that gun prior to Adam leaving the house? Did you see that gun anytime?
No.
Okay.
I see the gun now.
Do you see what Adam is doing now with the gun?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear Adam say or do anything after the fact with the gun?
No.
Okay.
Why Adam got a gun? Adam was like a crackhead. Here comes somebody else. Now, I know somebody lost their life. And I do not want to make light of nothing. But I have to say this. I have to say this. The way both of them climbed over that balcony, you would have thought they was 3, 4, 5 stories high. Okay? That's how you know they was on drugs. If you see how he just came over that damn rail, act like he was 5 stories up high, and then when he finally let go, he was just like right there by the ground. Okay? No one used the front door because the body was at the front door. Tony, the victim, her body was laying in front of the front door. When the cops came, Angel say she had to move the victim, rest in peace. She had to move her foot and stuff out from in front of the door. So I'm assuming that's why nobody used the front door, because her body was there. But I'm going to rewind this, you guys, okay? Because Sunshine just not able to see the people. But please take note of how they approaching this balcony. Me personally, if somebody was shooting this stuff up in there and they that close to the ground, even my big ass would have jumped over that thing and just jumped down. Okay? Let me rewind it, okay? Pay close attention to both of them. So the first one coming over the wall was Adam. And now that I made it bigger, I can be able to see what she was saying. Hold on. So that led me to the now I understand they was all high as the hell. Okay, they depth perception was all the way off. Yeah, they was definitely high. Okay, okay, here we go. I rewinded it. Let me be quiet. That's Adam.
In that video, were you able to see an object in Adam's hand?
Yeah,
What was that object?
gun.
Did you see that gun prior to Adam leaving the house? Did you see that gun anytime?
No.
Okay. Pause it. Do you see what Adam is doing now with the gun?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear Adam say or do anything after the fact with the gun?
No.
Okay.
Pause. How can he say he didn't see or hear Adam do anything with the gun at that time when he coming right behind Adam out that door over the same balcony? Adam is definitely talking to somebody in that room. Ronald is still in the goddamn closet, okay? And then y'all look at Adam. Okay, watch how he looked very, 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 very suspicious, very sneaky, very guilty. Okay? Watch this. Push play. They say he didn't shoot anything. At this point in time in Renee, everybody swearing up and down that Adam didn't pull out that nobody is saying they saw Adam with his gun out during this whole entire altercation. Even this guy Brian, he even just testified a little bit earlier that when the prosecutor asked him, he said, "Did you see Adam pull out the gun?" No. Did Adam hit Quentin with the gun? No. Did Adam shoot the gun? No. Right? Now, not everybody, but Ashley said that she had seen Adam in the days before when they was all getting high. Adam kept pulling out his gun, kept flashing his gun, showing off the gun. Angel tried to lie yesterday and swore up and down that nobody had no gun. She never seen Adam with no gun. But yet in that car interview with the police, if y'all remember, that's when she was heard saying that she had seen Adam with the gun a couple of days before. So it's real interesting to me how everybody putting Adam outside of the living room, somewhere in the kitchen, and everybody denying that Adam had the gun during the altercation. Okay? All of that is so strange to me. Now, Renee say rewind it again. I can definitely rewind it again for Lit Lane's jury box, okay? Because we are on the case. Something not sitting right with Adam to me. And something ain't been sitting right with me with Adam since yesterday. Okay? And Adam looking like the last crackhead on the block. I'm just saying. Let's see. Told y'all this was going to be good tonight. I told y'all. Y'all didn't believe me, huh? Yeah, most normal people would, Sunshine, but you talk about a bunch of criminals and dope heads. You know what I'm saying? he trying to act like he ain't got nothing to do with it, like he coming from somewhere else. He didn't even know what direction to go. That's the drugs. Okay. Okay. I rewinded it, so y'all look close. Winter, where would he have shot at? No, not Winter. Renee, where would he have shot at when he hit when he was going over the pat thing? Are you saying you think that Adam shot Tony right there because her body in the living room? You got to remember this balcony is outside the bedroom.
In that video,
But he
were you
definitely
able
talked
to
to
see
somebody.
an object in Adam's hand?
Yeah.
What was that object?
Gun.
Did you see that gun prior to Adam leaving the house? Did you see that gun anytime?
No.
Okay. Pause it. Do you see what Adam is doing now with the gun?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear Adam say or do anything after the fact with the gun?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I see what y'all saying about y'all think he shot right there. It don't look like he shot or recoiled right then to me, but it definitely, to me, it looked like he is definitely pointing that gun at somebody and definitely like he talking to somebody. You know, I can see what y'all saying. It maybe look like he shot, but to me, it looked like, I don't see where it looked to me like he shot the gun right then, but it definitely looked like he was pointing that gun at somebody and saying something. Now, when I continue the video, y'all gonna hear the state ask, did Brian see the gun? Right? And watch what Brian say, which don't make no damn sense because Brian coming out right behind him. Okay? I'm gonna push play. But Kathy, Adam just put the gun in his back, in the small of his back. Now here come Brian's scary ass. Now who he, oh, okay. That's when he said he was telling him to call 911. So Lady T think he shot too. Winter think he shot. And Renee think he shot.
Yes. Thank you.
No, ma'am, Demetri, you can see the flash from the gun. I don't see it. Let me rewind it
The
one more
last
time for the good time. Hold on.
From the
One more time for the good time. Hold on, cause maybe I need to stop looking at him like he a scarecrow. Maybe I should stop tripping about how high up he is. Let me just look. Let me look. Y'all saying right there, and it's okay. Answer me this. Right here on this steel frame, is his feet touching the ground and he on tippy-toe leaning through the rail, pointing the pistol? Is that what y'all saying? On this picture right here, something is falling. If y'all notice, when I rewind the video a little bit more, if you notice how the picture is, something is falling. And then right after this, when the cops did show up and they had Angel in the car, it started raining real hard. Remember when that rain started coming down in that car? That's the same night right here. Okay, so I'm gonna rewind a little bit more. He looking down like his 20 flight. Don't make me, I gotta stop tripping off of that. Hold on, cause I'm not seeing what y'all see. Okay, let me see. Let me just pay attention. Close. Let me see. Nope. Where y'all saying a shot at? Okay, not right there. He pointing it. He on his tippy toes. Okay.
In that video, were you able to see an object in Adam's hand?
Yeah.
What was that object?
Gun.
Did you see that gun prior
Okay,
to
pause,
Adam leaving
pause.
the house. Did you?
Okay, so at this point right there, before he get down to the ground, is that when he shot? Oh, okay. And Renee, you read my mind. When he first hits the ground and get planted, then he fires. Okay, let's continue. Let's see.
See that gun anytime?
No.
He hit the ground. Oh, well. Well,
Do you see what Adam?
that time, okay, y'all, I see what y'all talking about. That time, now that I'm looking real closely, when his feet hit the ground, I do see whereas how that gun through the thing, it looked like it kind of popped back. You know what I'm saying? If that's what y'all saying, that's when he shot. I can kind of maybe think so right then. Let me put it.
To Adam leaving the house.
It can't
Did
be
you see
while
that
you
gun
hanging.
anytime?
No.
Let's see. Right here. Okay. Now look.
Do you see what Adam is doing now with the gun?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear Adam say or do anything after the fact with the gun?
No.
I'm not seeing no flash, but I did see that gun jerk. Now I saw the gun jerk that time. But see, I guess that'll have to come into play when ballistics and them come, the CSI. And the CSI come in two more witnesses, I think. First is the medical examiner, then it's the CSI. Here come Brian's scary ass. He just makes me sick. I didn't see no flare. I might have to put my reading glasses on. Child. Very interesting. Very interesting. Kathy say,
Yes.
okay, if he was on the ground, but I saw, of course he was on the ground, but I saw him fire for sure. Kathy say, I think he's trying to give Brian the gun. That spark looks like rain to me.
The last individual.
I didn't see the
falling
flash.
From the
Looked like he's shooting through the
balcony.
spaces.
Was that you?
Yes.
I saw the jerk too.
And that video reflects the still photos I showed you?
You
Yes.
think so? Okay.
And you saw in that video where you were pointing back up?
Yes.
And again, that's what you described to the court. You were telling Angel to call the police?
Yeah.
But T, why T say that's why the lawyer is asking the question she asking, but that's the state attorney. So why would she be trying to put the gun in why would she be trying to put the gun in Adam's hand when she got the defendant on trial? You know what I'm saying? So maybe he the one that grazed the punk in the closet. Child, I think that's when ballistics and them have to say that. I mean, not ballistics, CSI. And they coming up. Let's continue. We're gonna have to look over this video again when we deliberate. Okay. Let me put some points that we're gonna have to bring back up during deliberation.
When you left,
This
where was
video.
Tony?
Laying on the couch by the door.
Was she moving?
In a car interview video. I'm gonna look at that again later during deliberations.
When you left, did you see Ashley or Ron?
No.
And prior to that day, had you ever been in that room you ran through?
No.
You all got to that house in a red car. Did you leave in a red car?
No.
Let me see.
Mr. Nixon, go ahead with the questions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Cross-examination. Uh-oh. Oh, goddamn. Okay. Hold on. What I need to do? Boom. Okay, y'all. So let's talk about a couple of things here, okay? How are we feeling at this point? It seemed okay with this video that they just showed. No, first of all, to answer Silky question, Silky asked me, do I think at this point, am I thinking that the defendant, Quentin Nixon, is guilty or innocent? I feel at this point in the trial, I'm torn. And the reason why I'm torn is because of, had we never seen that very first video on the first day of that body cam footage, when the police, the police woman and man, when they arrested him in front of that Circle K, okay? Had we never seen that footage of them finding that gun, them two guns in that car, had that never been a part of this, with everything else, I would think he innocent, and I would think that everybody framing him for some reason, okay? The only reason why I think he, that's giving me doubt that he guilty is because of that footage that we saw on the first day. That's the only reason why. And so now it got me questioning, because of the fact that he went on the run. Like, if that footage was from this day, right after this shooting, and she was unalived, if that footage that we saw on the body cam was from that day, boom, then he would have been arrested for that day. But he wasn't arrested that day for this. He went on the run. We literally saw the news clip when they were saying that he was on a run, $5,000 reward. We literally saw the pictures just not too long ago, tonight, of his arrest photographs when his hand stuff was cut off. And check this out. At this point in time, the only reason why I'm questioning the sequence of everything is because now we didn't see this prosecutor do stuff all out of order. At this point in time, the prosecutor done shit all out of order several times. So I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna definitely be playing that first video of the body cam footage, the very first witness, the second witness. I'm gonna play that again, do it before deliberations, right? So let me see what y'all saying. Y'all saying, wait a minute, who you forgot about? Went to say, so maybe he the one that grazed the punk in the closet. Ronald was in the closet, the one who actually lived there, and he did get grazed, okay? Went to say, I'm not torn, but he damn sure proving they all guilty. Because, okay, that's another good point. Now, the only reason what got me even questioning all this is because the defendant, Quentin, is doing a great job of giving me reasonable doubt. Everybody seem like they lying. Everybody seem like they hiding stuff. Everybody's untrustworthy. At this point in time, Angel done testified. We know she's a damn liar. We seen her lie on the stand. We seen her talk and give an interview in the car, and totally two different stories, right? Totally two different stories. We know that she's a liar, okay? We seen Ashley tonight. Ashley seemed a little bit more reliable, but she was high too. But she seemed like she ain't had nothing to gain, nothing to hide, nothing to lose. Now we hearing from Brian. Brian sound like he a coward and he's a damn liar. And how can you trust somebody who run off and leave their own girlfriend at the scene? Okay. Adam, we have not heard from Adam. But for some reason, Adam is the only one who been brandishing a gun, playing with a gun, showing off a gun, in the days that led up to this, when they all been having a methamphetamine binge. So right now it's very, very shady. Okay, let me read what y'all saying. Lady T say he should have gotten a lawyer because there could be some reasonable doubt. I think he doing good with proving and giving and casting reasonable doubt by himself, Lady T. And we finna see. Okay, let me not get ahead of myself. Now that makes sense what you're saying, but I actually think he doing a good job, and I think he did a terrific job. Lady T, was you here last night when he did the cross examination on that girl? We all kind of took a consensus. And we all said he did a great job at that. Kathy say, did you say he was the only black person? I really can't wait to go back and watch now. So far, he the only black person I've seen. You know? Because we saw that girl Ashley on the video. She white. We saw Angel. She white. We just saw Adam. He white. We just saw Brian. He white. The only person we have not seen so far is Ronald. And that's because he hiding in the closet. Okay. Now, Renee say, from what I've heard so far, it sounds like wait a minute. From what I heard so far, it sounds like he could have unalived her on accident and that he ran and hid because he was scared. Very, very, very true. And to go one step further, Lady Steph, it could have been somebody else shot her and unalived her, and he still ran and hid because he was scared, right? Yeah, he don't have no jury. Okay, so that's a good point, and I see that point. Lady Steph say, what are we going through? Wait a minute. What are we going through is why I think he's foolish for the... Wait a minute. What we are going through is why I think he's foolish for the decision not to have a jury. This case has a lot of speculation, and he has one person deciding his fate. The judge could have her own biases. Very, very, very true. Now, one thing that's kind of going for him with the judge, even though I absolutely believe you, right? I mean, I get what you're saying. How many of us is? 14 of us in the chat right now, right? And it's so many different opinions and the way we're looking at things that could have caused for a hung jury, right? But he don't have a jury. Now, one thing that yesterday I noticed with the judge is that the judge absolutely pretty much indicated that she was very aware of the fact that Lady Angel was lying. Okay. She made that clear to me yesterday. Reading the comments. They were wrestling over the weapon and it went off. Okay. Exactly. That's how it could be manslaughter, right? Sunshine say Quentin said he has 0 priors and can carry legally, and he also said that he didn't use drugs. Right. But that would make him, but very true. Even though everybody putting drugs in his body saying he smoked with them. And I said, what type of person that don't smoke meth be in a house where everybody smoking meth for days and don't want to go home? That don't sit right with me. But he also said that when he got drug tested, he didn't have no drugs in his body. But you got to remember, he didn't get arrested the same day. It's a lot of twists and turns in this, okay? Winter said, but they must have forensic points to the fatal shot coming from the victim's gun. They must do, and we're going to see the CSI. Lady T say, dang, I forgot he don't have a jury. Nope. Yeah, I agree about him having a jury. Yep. Sunshine say, I understand why I understand why he didn't pick a jury. They all white. Well, yeah, and maybe in that city, he don't think he could have got a jury of his peers. I don't know the demographic makeup of Akron, Ohio. Lady Steph say, but let me tell you, no, let me not say that. Lady Steph say, Sunshine, all white in this particular area, I'm sure they could have got a multicultural jury. I don't know, because but Sunshine, wasn't it you who said you familiar? Somebody last night was saying about if you ever been to this place, which is Akron, Ohio, and seen the makeup of it, then you would understand about the racial deal. Was that you, Sunshine? That's familiar with Akron? Was that you making that comment? I can't remember. Now, we had a very, very, very pivotal moment, okay, Lit Lane? It's a very pivotal moment. And it's going to be up to y'all with a vote, drop of 1, drop of 2. Right now, this is the last clip I have. But The next thing that's coming up is the cross-examination from this pro se attorney, the defendant. And we know how he give it up, right? And we also, because of my mistake, we need to see the cross-examination of Ashley. In order for me to go ahead and show both of those parts, right, I need to end this live, start it right back up, and what I'm going to do is just stream it from Law and Crime Network. But I have to stop this live because this portion is monetizable, but when I come back so we can finish seeing those parts, it's not going to be monetized, which is fine. So if y'all want to continue and watch the rest of this testimony, the cross-examination, and catch the cross-examination that we missed, drop a 1. Because that means I'm going to come right back and just stream it on the live. If y'all don't want to see it, and y'all just want to wait and let me get the clips and stuff, and we come on tomorrow, put a 2. 1, if y'all want to continue, and y'all going to come right back, or 2, now just do it all tomorrow. Because I don't have no problem coming back and just streaming it tonight. And that don't have to be monetized. It ain't like I'm making $1 million off these views. I just don't want to mess up this one being monetized. Y'all want to watch? So Sunshine say yeah. Diamond say yeah. Lady T say